H-Town. Let's go. 2022 World Series champions, baby. Hey, man, there's a lot to talk about. I know the city is on fire right now, but we got to start off. We got to remember why this feels so good. First of all, we've lost 2 Game 7s in the World Series in the past 3 years, 4 years. Last year, lost Game 7. It's a lot, man. This is another edition of How Do You See the Game? I'm your host, Jordan Campbell. As always, it's my pleasure to be with y'all. If you can, hit that like button. If you can, hit that subscribe button. And also comment at the end so I can see how you see things and we can talk about it. I've been here in San Diego for a little while, man, and people who don't even watch sports be like, oh, ain't you the team that cheated? It's like, hey, man, you know, we've been getting so close, and every time we lose, it's because y'all don't have trash cans, right? And you just know that we had the guys to do it. And for it to happen, man, for Dusty to get it with us, man, we got to talk about it, man. So, Dusty, listen, oldest coach to win a championship. We got to start off with the game itself. Think about how Maldonado crowded that plate. He crowded that plate to get hit. We know what he was doing. First of all, it happened to us. Either in this playoffs or last year, where a guy just got on the plate, and I'm like, hey, man. And so Maldi, he's smart enough to do that himself. Crowds the plate, gets hit. Altuve beats out that potential double play, gets on base. You got Jeremy Pena, the greatest rookie season of all time, getting that base single right up the middle. And then you got Jordan coming up with Alvarado throwing 100, hits a 99-mile-per-hour fastball, dead center. I mean, it's just like, it's a storybook ending, man. It's crazy to think about. And like I said, as fans, we've been feeling like the best team in the league all season, man. I'll speak for the fans. We've been feeling like this all. It's been special all season. We find ways to win, and it's the roller coaster of emotions that we had to go blowing that game 1. It all made it worth it, man. It all made it worth it. Our whole playoff series was really dogfights. You know what I'm saying? We only lost twice the whole postseason, but it felt like a fight. It felt like we were fighting, you know what I'm saying, in the 11th round trying to get a split decision. It's crazy. It's crazy, but everybody that contributed, the guys that are on this team from 2017, Bregman, Altuve, Gurriel, Verlander, and McCullers. Those guys are the ones that really should only be getting booed when they go to other stadiums. But, those guys were pivotal all season. McCullers coming back, he had a hell of a start versus the Mariners. It's just crazy, man. It's crazy. Jeremy Pena. I could never imagine, this guy, he comes in, he smiles more than he frowns. I give you that. He's in hella good shape, but you could tell the kid had a maturity about him. He didn't say too much. When people do interviews, it's like some people they just say too much. Jeremy Pena just says what he needs to say. You can tell he learns with his eyes, and he has some great great baseball players around him, but just an amazing season. Got to be the greatest rookie season of all time in the sport. MVP of the ALCS, World Series MVP, Gold Glove. Amazing Jeremy Pena. Some of the things in this game that came out of this game: Dusty Baker, oldest manager of all time to win a World Series at 73. First team since the 2013 Boston Red Sox to win at home, to win in the city for Dusty, for the fans. Beautiful thing. Jeremy Pena is the youngest rookie position player to ever win the World Series MVP at 25 years and 45 days of age. This kid was clutch all postseason. That 2 spot, boy, he's gonna be getting a lot of endorsements. His career is on such a trajectory to start off your rookie season. That this is, you can't say it's not listen, we don't want to get too far, but you trying to make the Hall of Fame, this is how you want your rookie season to go. Jordan, big hits. He had his struggles, but the hits that he had, the moments that he had, some of the biggest, moments-wise, come on now. And some of the biggest, his storyline of moments in a single postseason has got to be up there with anybody. Valdez, Verlander, he got his first win in the postseason. But Valdez struggled last year big time in the World Series. Struggled big time. For him to bounce back, for him to get his mental right this year, and to just be a bulldog, to just be lights out. He's tough out there, man. He has times where, he missed a couple pitches, but he says, all right, let me get it together. And it's amazing to watch. We have 2 aces on this team. Verlander, Cy Young this year. Valdez was right there behind him. He is a problem, Valdez. So, beautiful. Ryan Presley, he got a contract this season. He started off kind of slow. Everybody was like, what's going on? He was kind of hurt, needed some time off to rest his, his pitching, throwing arm or whatever it was. Lights out. You talk about people closing during the season, postseason, how scary it is. Like I said, this guy, I wasn't worried because his stuff is just nasty. The spin rate is nasty. He's tough as nails, man. And that's what you want out your closer, man. It's a beautiful thing. The bullpen. This is the greatest bullpen in the postseason of all time, and the numbers prove it. The lowest bullpen ERA in a single postseason, 0.83. The next one was back in 1973. The A's had a 1.05. It just lights out. You got Abreu is somebody who really wasn't as trusted. Just from fans, we know, like looking at Brian Abreu, he was not that guy. He was all over the place. He would walk people. He's a horse now. This guy, when he came out, I said, they're not touching this guy. He could be a closer. But he's not. Neres, Montero, who I'm glad Dusty didn't use. Smart Dusty managing. The guy's been tired. He looked at last game. We didn't use Stanek as much as we could have and should have. The bullpen was just disgusting. You know what I'm saying? And they can be proud of themselves. They're the best of all time in the postseason. You know what I'm saying? Justin Verlander, Tim Lincecum, and Sandy Koufax are the only 3 pitchers to have multiple no-hitters, multiple Cy Youngs, and multiple World Series championships. Justin Verlander, man, signed, sealed, delivered. He's one of the greatest of his generation. We're going to see if we can get him back. I'm sure he's going to want to, stay where he won a championship, see if he can run it back. I'm glad he got it, man. It's a beautiful thing. I saw his interview with his wife, Kate Upton. Beautiful family, beautiful wife. Lucky guy, man. Older pitcher. You know what I'm saying? Like, good for you, Justin Verlander. Baker. Baker has the longest gap between titles. His first title came in 1981 as a player, and now as a manager, he's getting his second title in 2022. That's 41 years apart, the longest gap. And actually, Dusty is the seventh to win as a coach and a player, and he's actually the only player to win a postseason MVP and a title as a manager. So Dusty, you're a special guy. The way people talk about you, I think that's how you really know somebody's special. It's never cool to see anybody go or pass, but you can really learn a lot about them just the way people, talk about them. And the thing that you gotta love about Dusty is people really give him his flowers right in front of him, and they let him know the impact that he's made on this game for African Americans. When I look at Dusty, the things he talks about, the people that he's been around, Hank Aaron and party with Jimi Hendrix, and he's a man that's lived and experienced and's been through everything, and you can see it. And for him, for us to give him the last thing he needed, beautiful thing, man. Beautiful thing. So Houston, I know y'all probably expect me to come out here yelling. It feels different, man, because we've been here a while in San Diego. I had to tell somebody, like, I've been to the World Series so many times that I'm not, of course I'm excited, but it's like we got to win it. And to do it, it just feels good, man. And the team is stacked. Bregman, Yuli, happy for Yuli, man. Mancini beat cancer. Never knew if he would ever pick up a bat again. And he had a horrible postseason, and he made huge plays down the stretch. He was the first baseman when we won. He got to run and jump into people's arms. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. James Click, congrats, man. Congrats. Jim, I know we sometimes you get people are going to be critical of you, but you're a champion. Jim Crane, man, he's a hell of an owner. A lot of owners, there's just something about him, but Jim Crane is something. I just like Jim Crane. There's actually a field guy, older black gentleman who's been doing the fields for the Astros for so long, and he was over there in Philadelphia watching the game, decked out in his Astros gear and stuff. And I know somehow, some way, Jim Crane has something to do with that, man. And the Astros organization, first class, and Jim Crane, he spends the money, he cares, and that's big. So Jim Crane, a hell of an owner, appreciate him for that. And man, Astros fans, this is what we've been feeling. This is what we wanted. We got it. Tell people to shut the hell up. All right? And guess what? I don't think we're going anywhere anytime soon. We got a lot of talent. Hunter Brown barely saw the field. We got guys in AAA trying to get up. Hensley got experience as a rookie. Put your gear on, man. Buy a shirt, man. You know what I'm saying? Let people know. Go out in the street and scream. Hey, I appreciate everybody watching. We're still going to talk baseball. We're going to break it down, see who's going to get new contracts, what we're going to do in free agency. Does Brantley come back? Does Verlander come back? Do we bring everybody back? Do we make a big move and try to go Dodger style and say, now we want to be the favorites big time next year? We got to talk about it. I appreciate everybody watching. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Let's go! Champions, baby. You can shut the hell up. We out.